Hi everyone, we're here to make shakshuka for the third goddamn time. So, to make shakshuka, it is a North African, it's actually a breakfast stew, but it just tastes really good, so we eat it for dinner. And we can always just eat breakfast for dinner anyway, we're adults. So what you need, the first thing I did is I set my oven to 375 degrees, and then I have a cast iron skillet sitting over there. For this recipe, you will need a pound-ish of ground lamb. You can also use ground beef. You need an onion, a jalapeno, 3 garlic cloves, a teaspoon each of paprika, cumin seeds, and caraway seeds. You need a half a teaspoon of freshly ground nutmeg, which I will do now. You should absolutely always go get yourself some nutmeg and a little grindy thingy, zester, and just do it yourself. The flavor is just so much nicer. And it's not hard. You just rub it. And it smells delicious. It smells like Christmas. Maybe a little bit more. You don't have to be like crazy precise on any of it. You don't have to be like jam and measure everything out to the exact microgram. What was I not making? You also need 14 ounces, about a whole can each, of fire roasted tomatoes, like diced tomatoes, and then 14 ounces of tomato sauce. You will need 2 chilies in adobo, and then you'll need some feta, about a pound, half a pound of feta. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to chop the onion and the jalapeno and my chilies. So the easiest way to cut an onion is just to cut it in half at the bulb. Make it cry a little bit, but it'll be fine. And you're gonna make these slits down the onion, almost touching the bulb a bit. On both sides. Took that one with me. Then you're gonna cut it horizontally in half, again, almost to the bulb. And then you're just gonna get some nice chops. And we're going to do that to the other side. And diced. Just clear out any little bits that you might have got taken up. That is how you easily chop an onion. First time I ever saw someone do that, like, my brain exploded. So I did a little cleanup there real quick. Next we're gonna do is chop our jalapeno. You wanna get the dice pretty small for the jalapeno. You don't really wanna know that you're biting into jalapenos into this, because then you'll make Brandon cry, and no one wants to listen to that. He cries so much. Pretty sure one time he cried so hard he threw up. It's just embarrassing. Same to this guy over here. These are one of my little bows. And then we gotta get the chilies and adobo. So we want 2 decent sized ones of these. You can use these for tons of stuff later though, so. I like to just put them in a bag and forget to label them, and then Jam complains at me that I don't know how old they are. All right, and finally, we got to chop the garlic. This can be the most pain in the ass part of the entire cooking experience. Peeling garlic. This guy did not want to break his husk. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright, so now we're just going to roughly chop this. Doesn't really matter how big they are. I just want to get them nice and small. This isn't one of those dishes where you just like necessarily want to bite into a big chunk of garlic. Might be a little off-putting to some. And that is all your prep work. So now we get to start cooking. All right, now that we're all prepped out, over here I have my cast iron skillet on a medium high-ish heat. And the first thing I'm going to do is put a tiny little bit of oil in it. And then drop my lamb in here. And we're going to cook this while breaking it up so it's completely cooked through. This is also the perfect time to season your meat. All right, so after that we are going to add in the onions, the jalapenos, and the garlic. We're gonna cook them until they're nice and soft. This is gonna take a few minutes. Probably got like 3 or 4. But it'll start smelling good. All right. So we're getting to we're gonna do a decent softness on these onions and peppers. And now we're gonna add all the smelly shit. We're going to add our paprika, caraway seeds, cumin seeds, our nutmeg, and our chilies. Just gonna mix those up all nicely. Smells so good in here. Alright, now we're gonna put in our tomatoes of varying forms. We're gonna stir it up real nice. So good. So I'm going to turn the heat off now because this is a electric stovetop, and it will continue to be quite warm for a minute. I'm going to go to my refrigerator. Move out of the beer all the way. And grab my feta. And I'm pretty much just gonna dump all this in here. This feta's delicious. All right, so we're about ready to make shakshuka perfect. So we're going to take, I have 6 eggs over here. We're going to take and make a little hole in this for each one. And drop them into that little hole. Alright. Then we are going to slide this to a 375 degree oven from anywhere between 7 and 10 minutes. It really depends on how runny you like your eggs. I like my eggs nice and runny, but there is someone in this household who does not. So I'm going to overcook these eggs. And it's gonna make me cry. But there's no way around it. All right, so the eggs are about done. We got like 15 seconds left on the timer. But I'm just gonna go ahead and pull them out now, because I don't wanna hear this thing sing to me for another 4 minutes. It's really annoying. Pretty much. Oh, and there we go. Boom. Overcooked shakshuka. Is the cast iron skillet hot? Incredibly. Nope, not gonna do that. So that is how you would make shakshuka. It is delicious. It is a little spicy, but not too bad. The eggs really kind of help it out there. Normally, or traditionally, I guess, shakshuka is made without meat. I just like to add ground lamb or ground beef to it. Makes it a little heartier, makes it more of a dinner time dish than a breakfast dish. And yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed this recipe, like and subscribe. Check out tinysaucykitchen.com where this recipe is displayed out. Yeah, follow. Be cool. Stay safe. Thanks.